by the age of 15, mate, I was sneaking off on my own doing armed robberies. Right, so
15.
I did my first armed robbery at 15. I'm not going to say what it was on, but I'll leave that for the series. It was a pretty big one and gave me more money than I'd ever seen up until that stage in my life, right? It probably covered about 15 break and enters that I probably did, you know what I mean? You know, where there was big money, guitars, equipment, fucking, you know, things like that stolen. But I was never a bloke that ever wanted to be involved in breaking into houses and shit like that. I did as a kid, as a 10-year-old, 13-year-old. I always wanted to be something a little bit different. I can remember by the time I was 17, and I'd already hit filthy boys' homes over assault, and I was raped. I was raped by fucking screws that were ex-professional wrestlers, and they held me down. They put me in a cell. Everyone else was in a dorm. I was put in a cell. And I knew from the first fucking day that I ever hit there that I was in a lot of fucking trouble. And what they used to do, they used to have 4 showers. So everyone would line up in 4s. They'd say, right, first 4 in, shower on. Shower would come on. They'd say, soap on. So you put on the soap, lather yourself. Soap off, rinse, step out, next 4 in. Soon as I was about to do that, he said, stay in there, you little black cunt. You're still dirty. And I went, ooh, I'm in a little bit of fucking trouble here. So at that stage in my life, I didn't know I was Aboriginal, or I didn't know. I just knew I had dark skin. I thought I had Spanish fucking heritage. I wasn't really fucking sure, to tell you the honest truth. But I felt like all my life I was a bit of a ring into the family. Didn't look like my father. It looked a little bit more like my mother. But anyway, so that happened. That took place over fucking 6 or 7 days. Now, as I say, they were actual professional wrestlers. They used to escort all the boys from Albion Street to Gosford Boys' Home. I was pinched on assault, and they fucking held me down, mate. I fought like my fucking life could fight, and I could fucking aim up. I could punch like a fucking mule. But they fucking got me. And they got me, and I remember coming out of the fucking place, and the first thing I did when I fucking got released a few weeks later on probation from Albion Street by the magistrate, I went home to the suburb of Epping where I lived, and I kept going back. I stole a car every fucking second night or third night, and I'd go down and I'd wait for the shift to change in the boys' home so I could wait for this fucking dog and his mate, who I didn't really know because I never ever seen him. But I found out years later they used to bring in pedophiles and they were getting money out of it. Right? So all I know is the main bloke. Right? I can still smell his coat. Right? To this fucking day. The fucking skunk, I waited for him across the road, corner of Albion Street and fucking whatever street it was, going up the fucking laneway to an old nightclub that called Minnie's. That wasn't there then, but it was years later. I waited on that corner for him to change shift so I could just run out and stab him to fucking death. But the week that it happened, there was a big argument outside the cell. So another officer had sprung him in there with me, and fucking there was a big argument. And I always remember the argument. And they never came near me a fucking again. So I don't know if they got the arse, if and got sacked out of the fucking place. So, but I could never, ever see the dog coming out of the place. If I would have stabbed him to death at fucking 16. Right?